Kanye just bought a house next to Kim Kardashian, but we don't really give a fuck because what does that do for us? But you give a fuck because everything Kanye is newsworthy. Like, you have to be conscious of what are you giving your attention to and why do you give a fuck? Hey, yo, what does your diet look like? And when I mean diet, I'm not talking about just food. I mean, yeah, that shit is important, but I'm talking about your mental diet, your spiritual diet, your emotional diet. What does your circle of friends look like? Who do you follow? Who are you influenced by? Who's your idol? These things matter. In Robert Greene's book, Mastery, he breaks down mastery into 3 stages, right? Number 1, apprenticeship. So this is just your basic, you're a rookie, you're a novice. You're just learning the tools of the trade. You're learning the rules, the guidelines, the boundaries, the tools, the methods, the strategies, all that good stuff, right? You're learning the basics. The second stage is imitation. So now, once you got the basics down and you know more or less how things work, we tend to emulate who our idols are. We tend to emulate the people who made us become passionate about the thing that we're actually working on, whatever creative process it is, right? So, if you're a musician and you're a music producer, then once you figure out how to use a program, once you figure out how to use a program, then, all of a sudden you want to try to be Kanye, you want to try to be 40, or you want to try to be Hit Boy, right? You find someone who made you passionate about the things you're going after, and then you start to emulate them. After imitation comes mastery, right? So essentially you need to learn the basics, then you need to copy the legends, and then you become a legend yourself. This is why it's so important to know who are your influences. Who are the 5 people that you hang around the most? Who are the 5 people that you talk to the most? And sometimes it's not only about your friends, but it's also about what are the books that you're reading? What are the podcasts that you're listening to? What are the YouTube videos that you're playing? What are you following on Twitter? What are you following on TikTok? It might seem small, but these everyday little situations, these everyday little bits of influence, they gather over time, right? So, for example, if you spend all day watching women hating men talking a whole bunch of shit on YouTube about women, and you watch it every day, eventually you'll start to hate women too. Right? If you start watching gossip news and you're always on top of the latest gossip, and Kanye just bought a house next to Kim Kardashian, but we don't really give a fuck because what does that do for us? But you give a fuck because everything Kanye is newsworthy. Like, you have to be conscious of what are you giving your attention to and why do you give a fuck? What is your diet looking like? Are you feeding yourself just bullshit after bullshit? Then that's what you'll become. Be hypercritical about the influences and the things that you're exposed to on a daily basis.